Hello. Ooh, why do I look green? And I forgot to adjust my video stuff. Give me one moment. Looking very green on here today. Something's weird. Okay, let's set the focal depth. Well, shit fuck. Okay, what was I doing? There. That'll work. Okay. One moment, let me pick up what just fell over. Picking up what I'm putting down. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Oh, wait. Oh. Sorry, I'm hurting from work today. Right. Didn't want the stream to start out with this one falling over, but it did. So how's your Saturday so far? Oh, now we connected to YouTube. Finally. I'm okay. Work was a shit show. I don't know what it is. The past couple days, seems like everybody and their mother is deciding that where I work is where they need to be all of a sudden. It's like, wow, we could have used this, earlier in the month, last month when it made more sense, but it's okay. I'm just cleaning the blue tack out now so I don't forget to do it later. Sorry, I'm not doing it on screen, but... Why was your day meh? Why did you have meh day? Would you rather have meh day or meth day? I'm just messing with you. It's actually a convenient place to hold all our parts. There. Alright, back to the figgies. Now, what the hell was I originally doing here? Hope everybody else is having a good weekend. I'm fighting the nap trap right now because I really don't want to pass out. I'll do that tomorrow. There's what I wanted. How you doing, Alex? What is YouTube doing? Is it something I need to correct, or is it just YouTube being YouTube? If you'd like, there's also Kick, and I get a better return on subs on Kick. See if I can lower the camera a bit more. Yeah, what was the YouTube side doing, Alex? But then again, YouTube's been acting kind of weird overall. Did it just not want to log in, or... Or is it part of that new European directive that just rolled out? There we go, I like what that's doing. Everybody else have a good weekend so far, though? I was supposed to be off tomorrow. That has changed. So I won't be off again till Monday. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Really all I'm doing right now is I'm using slightly lighter colors to pop out the details. Then I can go back with a brush and really bring them out a bit more. But I might take a moment to go upstairs and take some ibuprofen because my joints are killing me. Aries, do you see anything funny going on YouTube, or is it just YouTube being YouTube? Okay. It could just be the fact that he's in a different country, so there's lag and stuff. No, this is Marines, 1989, Panama. Too light. I Again, sorry about yesterday. It turns out it was a glitch that I could have fixed had I known what I was looking for. So yesterday was a wasted day for me. And to all the new subscribers since in the past few days, thank you. If you're watching, or if you catch the rebroadcast. Thank you very much. Okay. Hey Snipe, how you doing? This is one of the mythical diesel Kawasaki's. That's popped enough of the details for me to see there. Yeah, well, trying my best at doing woodland camo. I wore it for 10 years. You think I'd know how it looks? I'm glad I never had to wear that hideous waste of money called the ABU. What's really sad is by the time they got the ABU fully up and running, they were already replacing it with the multicam copy. Kind of like that guy who speeds past you just to wind up stop next to you at the red light, and you just want to get out and go up to him and go, "What the hell was all that back there for?" Can y'all see what I'm doing okay well enough? It seems like the entire world adopted multicam around that time. The Germans even adapted a set of their Flecktarn to be a multicam pattern Flecktarn. So now they've got their Woodland Flecktarn, which is the standard one. They've got their Tropentarn, and they have the multicam color version. I think the Marines are the only ones still using their digital uniform. I want to paint his face and his gloves and get him setting aside, and we'll go back to the original figure. Yeah, I know. You guys and the English use just the green and black. I don't think anybody else does. Everybody else has adopted either Natoflage, the 3-color, or their own odd camouflages. Yeah, I got home from work. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. I had a rough day. Shower's gonna feel really good tonight. But I felt I had to get on, do a little something for a couple hours. 'Cause you guys deserve it. Still waiting for the RC M113s to come out. They should be out this month. I will be getting one. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, skin. Well, I'd have to look at the turreted version to see if it's the Scorpion Scimitar turret or if it's something else. Give me a second. Yes, it's verifying I'm human. No, I am a robot. I am made by AI. Everything I make is fake. Okay. Now these guys won't ship to the US, but they list the models, so... I believe so, but that's what's making me think if Tongde is doing that version, then that means they now have a turret for the CVRT series. That being the case, then does it mean... Come on, I just saw the pictures on your damn site. I'm glad I don't order from them anymore, they're jank. I'll have to look later. If it's the 90mm version, then yes, it would be the Scorpion turret. I want to say Scimitar is the same, just the matlet's different because it's got the Rardin cannon. But I believe they both had the same turret structure, but I could be wrong. Ah, damn it, that's twice. But what I was trying to get at is if they go through the trouble to make that turret, and they're doing smaller armor now, is it beyond the realms of possibility to hope they start doing a CVRT series? Hey Fenrir, how you doing? Ah, he's on kick too. Everybody's going to kick. Sounds like somebody at Twitch is finally being taken to task, though, and they're working on viewbotting. Ow. Well, did you give said breaching ram a treat and say it was a good pupper? Laugh my ass off if he said, no, it was goose. I'm like, what? So I'm using some RLM2 faded with a little bit of white to give the khaki portions of the equipment a slightly different tone. Something a bit warmer, less green, because when this stuff faded down, it faded down to an almost gray-green color that RLM2 kind of matches. At least that's what my exercise pillow looked like. Oh, exactly. I'm still waiting for Coolbank to suddenly come out with a RC Weasel, though. If they do that, I will be buying them, and I will be making the Ocelot. That's starting to look right. I remember at Luke for a little while, um, the amount of water we'd have to carry for a day, and the fact that we couldn't have bottles, we had to use canteens. So everybody's putting it on their belts, right? We started carrying Alice packs. We started carrying the web gear just for the canteen belts because it was just pulling it down around our butts. Didn't look very professional that way. And it worked. And then we got a new commander who was kind of a dick. And he said because we weren't frontline and we weren't in an exercise and we didn't require it, we couldn't use the suspender portion of the Alice gear to keep our canteen belt up around our waist. And the reason we couldn't have water bottles is some moron in the 61st fought out an engine with a water bottle. Because he didn't have it secured in his toolbox during launching procedures, and it got blown off. We thought so too because in the summer, ambient air temperature on the line there would reach 150 degrees in July. The time I was there, we didn't have the stupid little sunshades. It was all open ramp. With 250 to 300 running jets. So pretty soon we just went to coolers in the Expeditors trucks and Gatorade. So, oh well. But this is also the 1990s we were talking about. Actually, before this black dries out too much, get the Kawasaki pictures up. There we go. I always like this little set from DML. Surprised they didn't do more motorcycle sets from different countries and different eras. Excuse me. Princess Emmy Bear, welcome. They have joined this den of iniquity. We're getting closer on that. There's some more little details I want to pluck out, but I want to get the faces popped out a little bit, so we can start bringing them in and out. We're painting 35th scale woodland camouflage. Yeah, we've talked about that before. That's the kind of thinking that basically made me say, well, I'm not appreciated here anymore, and I walked from my last job. So we're trying out the Vallejo Game Color washes. This one is supposed to be for flesh. Let's see what it does. Got it going down over Vallejo's basic skin tone. From that range. So they should play nice with each other in that regard. They seem a bit red to me. But we'll put it on, let it settle, go in and pluck out the highlights again. It's actually been quite a while since I've gone this in depth on a 35th scale figure. But I got a lot of them stacking up, and to be honest, a lot of people seem to like it. So anyone who's watching this on YouTube, thank you. But yeah, looks like it's settling in there pretty good. I'm just trying some new quick and dirty things. It used to be what I would do. We're talking back in the 90s here, how I do 35th scale faces, since, you know, a lot of people try and paint the eyes in this size, which it can be done. It's a bit overkill. If you take somebody and take them far enough away that they're equivalent size and proportion to this figure, you're not going to see the whites of their eyes and the pupil and all that. You're just going to see dark gray or black dots where their eyes would be, hidden in shadow from the brow. That being the case, okay, I'm not going to waste the effort trying to paint an eyeball, right? But what I used to do in the olden days, you know, 30 years ago, I'd leave the helmet off, and actually I'd leave the entire head on the sprue. Was that a fly, or did I see a cattail go by? Anyway, squirrel. I'd leave the head on the sprue, paint it the flesh color, give it an oil wash, and then dry brush it downward with the base color and then a highlight color to pop it more. But I kind of like what's going on there, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to let that dry. We're going to play with that. In the meantime, I'm going to see about popping some of the definition on the clothing out a bit better. I like how thin these Vallejo washes dry. So I'm going to go in with their dark gray wash and start applying it around the creases of the uniforms. What the hell is that? Oh, hi! You scared me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little one. Where did you come from? Aw. I'm glad it didn't crush you. Where are you going? I know, I scared you. I'm sorry. Come on. Back on me. Where did you come from? Hi. Look who's back for a visit. Don't scare me like that, little one. Peekaboo. Oh, you're looking at the camera. Hi there. I'm glad I was gentle with you on my shirt. I would have felt really bad had I done that. Yeah. You're okay. Got all your legs. All of them moving. Come on. Come on. Well, hi, Frank. So where are we going to put you to be safe? We're going to put you on the Nope, you don't want to go on the camera. Come on. Sorry, we're having a spider intermission. Let's see if I have a clean brush. There we go. Oh. I didn't see where he went. There he is. Okay. He's adventuring off on the table. The only spiders I will eliminate are the ones that actually pose a threat. So black widows and brown recluse. Let's not go on the paint palette. Don't need that clogging up your intake holes. Come here. Come on. Oh, you're going back over to the keyboard? Okay. And that's the same one that was here a little while ago. No, that's not Frank. That's Mittens. Hi, Mitty. I thought you were Frankie. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I just have to be more aware, because I thought I felt something on my hair earlier, but I really didn't think anything of it. No, I think people would call for my death if I killed a little spood live on stream like that. No. No, we're keeping the 8-leg puppies alive. But yeah, I just looked over and there it was on my shoulder. I'm surprised you guys didn't see it crawling around. I bet if you go back in the VOD and look, you might see it. I think it actually dropped down from the ceiling. You see I'm using the dark gray to kind of pop some of the detail lines out? And while it looks like it's going on very dark, it dries very, very lightly. I think I scared the little bugger. I know, it's an arachnid. I just called it bugger. I know it's not a bug. Not my best work, but like I said, I'm getting back into this size of figure. Because I've got a lot of models building up that actually kind of need a little something to go with them. Hey, Saber Girl. You just missed it. We had a little spoder visit. Oh, and Sabergirl, for your information, they are releasing Baselard in the Frame Arms Girls Grand Scale line with full armor. They're doing her in full armor, Stylet. If that's the case and the trend keeps going, they will most likely be doing a full Hresvelger. Actually, I have to adjust the focus depth since I moved the camera. Give me 1 second. So it'll be out of focus a little bit here, but I can go like that. And you gotta remember, you're seeing it a lot larger than it's supposed to be. Yeah, so you can see where the wash got a bit sloppy. But if you look at how it's resting on the underside of the hand there, we actually kind of want that, because that is where his shadow will be. So when I come back in with the skin tone and pluck out his fingers and go across his knuckles, that'll naturally form a shadow there and blend in a little bit. Well, when I painted it on, though, I painted it properly. So, like, where the seams are is where the pattern breaks. It's not like I just went all over the model. There's actually... If you were to go back and look at the VODs, you'd see that it's actually painted like the uniform is cut. Actually, while we got this out, let me coat this guy's gloves in it too. Yeah, we talked about these atrocities when I was painting these guys last time, how Ares didn't have them in basic, but I did. And they failed to keep your hands warm. Why are all you guys down here right now? Hi, Mitty. I got Arnie and Marbles down here chewing on the cord. What the hell? Hi, Arnie boy. I'm amazed he's still with us. Yeah, I like how that's settling now. That's a lot better. Oh, it's not even like where's the jacket and the pants stopping. There's a rectangular patch on the knee. That's a piece of fabric. That's a piece of fabric. The sleeve is. Even the helmet is 3 separate pieces. Most people wouldn't give 2 craps. I do. To me, that it's subtle and, really invisible when everything's said and done. But if you know what you're looking for, it's there. It informs the subject. How does Plinkett say it? You may not have caught it, but your brain did. Okay, make sure I'm not being messaged, because I could have sworn I smelled dinner being cooked. I could be wrong. Nope, okay. Let's see if I can pull out the pocket down here a bit more. And for those of you tuning in on Kick, thank you very much. We're trying to grow that up some more. We did pass the minimum required for the monetization, so we are there now. And I can confirm that the Kick return to the streamer is a lot better than the Twitch one. Somebody meowing at me? Well, I know. Because the road wheels were just from supply. They weren't... They're universal to all variations, so they weren't specially painted or designed or anything like that. Because I know the ones you get have the EX style flat armor and rectangular headlights. Were the German 2A7s. The German 2A7s still have a the standard light at the front, the round headlights. Well, I do have a Discord, but I just don't get on very often, so you probably won't see me there, but you'll see me here. If I use Discord, I use it for more immediate communications with certain people. But I think I'm getting a good balance between how the wrinkles would show up. They're a bit exaggerated, but you kind of need to do that in this size to sell the texture of the clothing. But this guy especially, he's going to be given a generous coating of that. Probably mixed with a bit of that. Because he's riding a motorcycle, you know he's going to be dustier than the guy he's standing next to. As far as the display base, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might see if I can look through some pictures of Panama back in '89 and see if there's anything interesting to recreate. Especially something on a small base. I'm half tempted to go upstairs and get my old BDUs just to show you guys what I was talking about. Not gonna hit any kitty cats, am I? Nope. Okay. Where's our little spoder friend? I don't want to hurt him by moving the keyboard too much. I don't see him under here. I'd really like to know where he came from, because I could have sworn he came from the ceiling. Because I thought I felt something hit my hair earlier. I don't know. Yeah, I think those are more regional things for you, where it differs. Like, I'd like to see the Swedish version of the 2A7, because I know they called the 2A6 the 122. That's going on a bit too heavy. Using the acrylic wash from below the knees, giving it kind of like a light pass for dirt and dust from walking around. Probably a little bit on his elbows. You don't know what this guy's been doing. Knees, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Oh, wait. And again, dries a lot lighter than you think. I've already done a few passes on the wheels of this, and you can't really tell. It more just stains it than really changes the color. And as I was even going in real heavy with the dust and the dirt on this, You can see where the dust is finally starting to collect in here. Are you talking the taller roof? Yeah. So it'll need a little bit more in the back here. Same on this guy. And this is just a pass to really just dirty them up. And it helps to knock down a bit of the contrast if I got a little too heavy on the wrinkle highlights. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything more I really want to paint on this before I give it the dust coating or the dirt pass. But before I do the lights. Let me see what that one looked like. It's really just the wheels, isn't it? Yeah, wheels and engine that got dirty. Okay. So yeah, these, the Vallejo acrylic washes take some time to get used to. But once you've learned how to make them work for you, they really do... They do a lot of good things. You just have to break your idea of what a wash is supposed to do in terms of how these work. Too deep. And again, this is just the first pass to tone down the undercarriage. Honestly, if someone were to show up at my house with a mutt, I would probably just drop dead on the spot. I would love to get a mutt. As much as I love the Humvee, I'd love a mutt. That's what this is, for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about. This is the M151. This is the tow version of it. Basically, it's Ford's replacement for the Jeep. After Korea, but during Vietnam, well up until the 70s and 80s. Then the Humvee came around to replace this and a couple other vehicles. this is still in service. The Israelis use it, and there's some quick response teams in the American military that still use it. Let's get even finer brushes out. Spoderbud, you okay? Now I'm afraid to move anything on my desk. I don't want to hurt our little friend. Actually, before we get back to the flesh tone, let's do... Well, that stayed liquid for a good while. I forgot to do all the clasps and buttons on this guy. Yeah, you see how that wash toned down the legs? Somebody messaged. Hold on. There. Sorry, deciding on dinners. Thanks again for everybody joining in. Another kind of impromptu random stream. But after yesterday, I needed to do something, so thanks again for dropping in today. Looks like we got Warfrog jumping in, Yankee Vet. How you guys doing? This is what we're working on so far. Well, I keep saying these guys are, Marines circa '89. They could easily be Bosnia, you know, mid '90s. Uniform and equipment wise, not a lot changed. You see how I'm able to highlight just my thumbprint? Going from the top down, just doing around very gently. Because I got the gross surfaces. But there's a lot of little stuff going on here that I could easily clog if I do it the standard way. There we go. And these are just my quick and dirty ways of doing it. If you've got a way you like to do it, that's cool too. But you can see how the face came a bit more to life. Now it looks more like the guy from Poltergeist 2. Carolyn! Walking around in the rain. I want to bring in the chin straps a little bit here. No. God, Grace Jones would look normal next to this guy. He actually passed away right after filming because he was dying of stomach cancer while he was filming the movie. And no, it wasn't Raul Julia, even though the exact same thing happened with him in Street Fighter. Well, just go watch any of the previews for Poltergeist 2 and you'll know exactly what I mean. Might have to go back in and bring out his lower lip a bit. I think I painted over it. I am rusty on painting these guys, that's for damn sure. But over the weekend, I did finish printing out the parts for Blackout. So we'll start painting him pretty soon. And again, when you look at it in the camera, you're not seeing it from the angle you're supposed to see it at, with the light hitting it correctly. So it looks a bit weird. Because you're getting the light straight down on it this way, instead of this way. Ow, ow, ow. I'll try and get some pictures up tonight when I can. Okay, that works too. And one more highlight. Music just ended. Get some more going. we'll see. Things are going kind of stupid over there, so just keep your heads down. There we go. There we go. I like that more. Just a little bit of a highlight. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it at the right angle for you. Too much glare. Yeah, too much glare. I'll have to do it later. And I still want to tinker with some things on these. They're not bad, but I'm not totally happy either. I'll have to see what I can do. This is the best I can do with the eyes that I've got now. It might be why I'm doing a lot of larger scale figures now, because I can actually see what I'm doing a lot easier. These aren't terrible. I just don't feel like it's the best that I've done. We'll keep pecking away at them. But I can smell dinner is almost ready. Yeah, it's only been an hour and a half, but I'd like to get some dinner in me. So thanks everybody for watching. Take it easy. Hopefully we'll see you Monday. Probably going to work on something bigger, maybe Fulcra from Zenless Zone Zero. That's who this was that fell down and went clunk at the beginning of the stream. Now that we've got our technical issues taken care of, I should be on Monday. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and I hope everybody has a good night and has a good weekend.